at any situation, you do not have the right to lose your cool. I take every opportunity as an opportunity to learn from myself or my team. I really appreciate Dev and Dev's team's understanding on this aspect to create a great culture, to create a great team, and to sustain it. It's not easy to understand it. It requires a transformation at every level, but I believe that I'm at the right place. And when I saw this ad on YouTube from Dev about high ticket entrepreneurship, it connected to me, it resonated with me because I already saw the benefit of it.
So, really happy to have you today here for our audience. And I just would like to ask you to briefly, just tell about who you are, what you do, and just share with our audience about your intro.
Sure. So my name is Hareesh Moti, and I am basically from Tamil Nadu. So by qualification, I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a company secretary, I'm a chartered financial analyst. But my heart actually, called me to my dream, passion, which is basically I run an escape room brand now in the name of Breakout. And for those of you still wondering what are escape rooms are the new age entertainment where you come down to our place, we lock you in a thematic room, you have a set time, and you have to solve a real mystery. So imagine you actually play detectives, directly taken to the crime scene, and you actually solve the murder. So very interesting, exciting, engaging scenarios that can, really kindle your senses and, really have a great time.
Indeed.
So, yes.
Very interesting, very interesting. So, of course, we've seen a lot of progress into whatever you've been doing, Hareesh. Can you briefly describe the challenges or the problem that you were facing, before getting into this passion of yours, and also, before joining the Passionpreneur Mentorship, what were the kind of challenges that you faced?
Yeah. So, if I were to brief, I'll probably talk about three major challenges that I was actually facing. The first one was basically, though I was, I'm pretty qualified, it does not make me a good marketer. As a marketing professional, I was very hesitant. I was very, cautious, not taking bold steps in terms of promoting the brand and what we do here. So ever since I started interacting with Dev and Dev's team, we started a marketing team, built capabilities internally. We have a lot of dashboards now to track progress. And, there's a lot of learning that has happened on the marketing side. The second aspect of it is basically I always had, I the last 7 years since we started Breakout, I could clearly see that experiences that we offer are beyond just fun, beyond just party. It did have a transformational kind of value, but I was kind of clueless how to actually package it, right? So how to create a unique product that can be very impactful and that can really sell fundamentally, right? So that can really catch attention of people. And that was a beautiful journey that I actually went through where I could understand frameworks, how to create those frameworks, and then using Dave's sales techniques and the sales mocks that I'd participated in, I could understand the importance of different aspects of how to actually project an experience to an audience, right? Mm-hmm. How to show the value to an audience. So that was a huge value add. In fact, we signed our first client, Swiss Reinsurance, and we did the programs for them, and the feedback was fantastic. Now they are actually taking us across Swiss Re, and they've even openly said we will promote you everywhere. We'll give you a testimonial feedback. We not just see an impact on the training program, we're actually seeing a behavioral change after a month and a half since your program has happened. People still talk about your frameworks. People still talk about the experience. And now it's not just about them actually experiencing it. They're sharing with their colleagues. Why don't you do it this way? Why don't you problem solve this way? This is steps. Wow. So it created a drastic impact, a very powerful impact. And really thanks to Dev sir and the team to really support in creating that frameworks, creating that awareness, and helping us monetize, giving us the confidence, you know. And the third important aspect, which definitely needs a shout out, I think this is the most important aspect and the most least given priority, but the most subtle of everything. They believes in you. And that can take a long way in one's journey. Because a lot of times in a journey where you yourselves are doubtful whether are you taking the right step, is the path the right path? And then when there's someone who has walked that path and with experience tells you this is what you need to do, or you can do it, Hareesh, you are on the right track. Guys, I can't tell you how much of value that is, because that helps you take that step, know that you have someone whom you can talk back, know that if you fall down, there's someone to help you, guide you in your journey and ensure that you reach there. So that's the third important aspect, which has given me enormous confidence in the path that I've taken and the confidence in the ability that I can reach there, with the support of Dev and Dev's team.
Awesome. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for being so authentic and, sharing about, what were your challenges in terms of marketing, in terms of, getting there, and also belief and the confidence. I think this is something that is very important aspect of any business, right? It's the foundation. And we are really thrilled that you chose us. If you have to give me like simply one answer, that what motivated you to join Passionpreneur Mentorship?
Initially, I was quite skeptical when I actually joined in the program because I was like, okay, what can they add value to me? So I started my journey with a high ticket entrepreneurship program because I knew that I was not very good at sales. I had a challenge during the pandemic. So since our business was completely offline and we had to adapt to the online framework, so we created a very unique experience, but I struggled to sell the business, the idea that you can have an experience online. That is when I started watching Dan Lock's videos. And those videos gave me enormous confidence. At one point of time, my conversion rates was basically about 15%. So if there were 100 leads, I used to just convert 15%. I started applying Dan Lock's techniques very seriously. And those conversion rates skyrocketed. It went to 70%. So that is when I started realizing that there is something more to techniques. And when I saw this ad on YouTube from Dev about high ticket entrepreneurship, it connected to me, it resonated with me because I already saw the benefit of it. So, and since Dev's philosophy and Dan Lock's philosophy kind of cross, it was kind of an easy decision for me, which would have been a very difficult decision otherwise, because I benefited from it already. So I said, okay, fine, I should actually explore this. I should, take in that next step with a leap of faith and then explore what is high ticket entrepreneurship. And definitely no regrets. I think the kind of approach they follow, the kind of approach I follow, the methodology, a lot of things kind of synchronize. So it kind of feels very personalized to me, whatever we do here. So I'm really happy here.
Beautiful. It is so interesting, actually. Even at the start, when I had started my journey, even I was skeptical. So I definitely resonate with what you shared right now, being so open, being so authentic. So we are really glad, that you found value in our mentorship right throughout. You shared a little bit about this in previous answers. What specific part of our program did you find most beneficial? I know there are like a lot of aspects that you already shared, but like specifically to you, if you say that, what was that one thing that was like the most beneficial thing and why?
Okay. So I think professionally I've spoken a lot, right? So I've spoken about how sales, marketing, the confidence as a professional, as an entrepreneur, that's one side of it. But personally, I think there's been a tremendous change, especially after the Connect program. So especially one aspect of the masculine and feminine energy. That one learning where I started understanding how different emotions are basically a function of different aspects of energy. And most importantly, it is in your control. You can choose This point, you need to actually be the masculine energy. This point, you need to depict the feminine energy. That actually, that kind of understanding and in terms of not just enhancing my relationships, but also giving clarity to a lot of people. So my team now, for example, clearly understands, okay, I need to be masculine when it comes to business. I need to be feminine when it comes to service, right? So there's two different aspects of it. The powerful aspect is the culture. Team actually depicts the kind of intensity that all of you actually depict to create an impact on us. And guys, it's definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy, right? That is the kind of impact, that's the kind of passion, that's the kind of clarity that not just Dev, but everyone who's associated with Dev actually function from whatever I've seen. So I've kind of realized that it's important to create a team that's aligned to the vision, that's actually high energy and focused. So started taking steps in terms of building that energy, building that culture, building that, that kind of a mood in the organization, which is also part of the Breakout Impact Program, which is the whole idea, which is what I really want to do to create great organizations, is about creating great culture. So actually, there's a recent study from a Harvard professor, which beautifully says that the companies that did not focus on culture grew 1% over 11 years. And the companies that focused on culture grew 260%. So it's needless to say that culture is so powerful, and I really appreciate Dev and Dev's team's understanding on this aspect to create a great culture, to create a great team, and to sustain it. It's not easy to understand it. It requires a transformation at every level, but I believe that I'm at the right place.
Absolutely. I think, what you shared right now about the culture and, like how it is very important for any business, right? And the kind of big companies or whatever level, the companies are on, it doesn't matter. But you will actually see the teams that is making history. Definitely there is that strong binding factor, and that actually derives from great culture that is either prevailing in or being practiced, right? So good to know that you are getting all those values and understanding and taking and implementing in your own organization as well, and getting most benefits out of this. Is there any specific bank that you'd like to share, like some great result that you achieved that you'd want to share right now with us?
So more than monetary, because monetary is something that we are actually now completely changing the way we function. That's the whole bank about the clarity that I need to build leadership in the organization. And to build leadership, it's not just about leadership, it's about building a very powerful system that can track progress at respective levels. Because what you see is what you monitor. And leadership is all about having clarity in terms of what needs to be done, what is the vision, and then taking that initiative to go and get it done without hesitation, right? So that's a huge change that I'm seeing right now in the organization. We have implemented a project management tool, and all the data points are automated. There's absolutely very limited management time, which helps in building leadership because now people know what they need to see.
Yeah.
So last few months, I think I had a one-on-one with Dev sir, a few months back, and he very beautifully highlighted the importance of building leadership. And that is when I understood how important it is to not just build leadership, but also give tools for the leaders to make the difference. So that is a powerful change that I would definitely want to say, because the vision that we have is to build 35 locations in 3 years. And to be able to do that, we definitely don't want to do it the stressful way, because we are a fun organization.
Yes.
So why it takes stress while
you
we make the world
yourself
happy?
Cannot. So, you're not allowed.
So yeah, exactly. So that's counterintuitive, right? So all of us need to have fun to make the world have fun. So that's why we kind of simplifying a lot of things, and that understanding and clarity in terms of how to go about doing it. What is our priority? I think has saved a lot of time for me.
Beautiful. And I think this is really inspiring, apart from getting like monetary results and also the lead conversion, like you said initially, how you saw a jump. I'm sure there has been a great shift in the monetary aspect as well in terms of business. But more than that, what that great realization comes in form of you and your team to be that leader and like really ensure that how you expand and how you really work onto your vision. I think that really really is the main important thing in your business, is what we can see. And thank you so much for sharing this with us. Now, this the whole fact that you shared with us about the leadership and you creating leaders and having fun and all those things that you achieved over a period of time, how has that impacted your professional and personal life?
Yeah. So I think the biggest difference has been that I don't get involved in most of the operational aspects now. So which gives me a lot of time to really think, to really look at what is missing, and to really look at how strategically, you can actually position your brand. Because we are not here just to run escape rooms. Escape rooms is just a means to our vision of making people happy and free, which basically gives me a lot of time to understand what is free, right? So free is not just about being chill, right? So it's about being psychologically free from all the pressures that run behind us. Sometimes we get very worked up in our works, in our family lives, and all the pressures. But free is basically when you really can handle all of that and hit a six in life without actually taking the pressures on you, at the same time ensuring you are really successful and able to achieve what you really set out to achieve. So it gives me a lot of time to work on my vision, to work on different aspects of my book. So I am now authoring a book, From Chaos to Creativity. So entire journey getting documented, the research for the book. So it gives me a lot of time to structure these programs, to position myself well, to position the brand better, and to work in a stress-free manner, because leadership at different levels take care of different issues. So I don't have to get involved in most of the operational stuff. So basically, fundamentally, I bought time.
Beautiful. That I think is the most precious thing, getting the time freedom, to fuel your vision. What else, one entrepreneur, like a visionary entrepreneur like you, can ask for? I think this is wonderful. We always aim to exceed expectations, right? What was the biggest surprise or unexpected benefit from joining the Passionpreneur Mentorship? Like, it's like, okay, you came here for certain thing, you had those thoughts, okay, to go for it, not go for it. Finally, you were there. But what was that one thing that, you were like, wow, I never thought that I'm going to get this as well? Something on those lines. Do you have any experience to share?
Yeah, so I think the one thing that really surprised me was when they said he wants to have a one-on-one with me, and his 1 hour one-on-one was really, really valuable, because though he was listening to every aspect of the business, trying to understand what I'm doing, how things are getting tracked, what is the process, all of that. At the end of 1 hour, he had just two small inputs for me. I did not understand how important those two were. In hindsight, 6 months back, if he had not spoken about those two specific aspects, I wouldn't be in the kind of position I am right now, in terms of my team, my handling, and everything. That was one powerful thing. And there's one more, which I think I really cannot say how powerful this is, and I'm still trying to implement. It's so difficult to implement this. This is basically when during the PPBR, the business retreat that we had in April, there was a specific video. It was a video of a mosquito and how the samurai was trying to kill the mosquito and it was just multiplying. And at the end, he just lets it go and just focuses on himself.
Yeah.
And the biggest takeaway from that particular video and the debrief was that at any situation, you do not have the right to lose your cool. And for the last few decades, I have always played the role of a desperate guy. Always I felt I used to lose something and I used to get worked up and I used to show it on the team. But now I've almost stopped getting, desperate or feeling that I'm lost or I'm going to lose. I take every opportunity as an opportunity to learn from myself or my team. And my team now is actually stepped on the journey of learning instead of a journey of proving that they are good or working from a place of hurt or protecting themselves from getting scolded or getting, corrected. And it was very difficult for me to actually take that bold decision and to stick on to it. I took it on the Teachers' Day on September 5th this time. And till today, there have been many situations where I would have lost my calm. But today, I'm serious, but I definitely do not feel desperate. Neither do I feel hurt. Neither have I felt I'm losing.
My God.
I take every incident as an opportunity to learn, contemplate very practically and say, okay, I lost this. Good. Yes, I lost it. It's a fact. I can't change it. But what am I to learn from here? Why did this incident happen to me? And that's the kind of learning I've also got from the business retreat as well, which I think is a very powerful kind of a takeaway and very powerful because you have the control of your emotions, and that's half the battle won, right? So I think that was again another surprise takeaway because I did not expect emotional learnings in a business retreat, right? So, and I think contemplating, looking back, business is all about emotions, right? So the more you can able to understand and manage your emotions, the more successful you are in your business. So
Absolutely.
I kind of also resonate with this theory there. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that aspect because, it's like one takeaway from, like nowhere, right? I would just say that that's what like Gurudev always says, Dev always stresses upon, and that is you don't know like which particular session or which particular, conversation can actually change the whole course of, your being. And it's absolutely accurate when you say that it is when you work on your being, the same being is going for the business, right? So if this gets transformed, obviously business is going to get transformed, right? And just for my audience, yes, Hareesh had been lucky to get that one-on-one from Dev. Normally, yes, that's not in the structure of getting one personalized one-on-one with Dev unless you are part of Passionpreneur Millionaire. But yes, Hareesh earned it. I can say that for sure. And yes, I'm glad that you derived a lot of things out of that for your life professionally and personally. And I'm sure you being cool, calm, and composed definitely is going to help you in your business big time. And we have seen Dave demonstrating that all the time. And that is one of the secret that he has, that's how his teams are so motivated, his leaders are always motivated, because as a leader he himself is cool, calm, and absolutely composed. Yeah. So let me ask you, I mean, this leads me to another question. As much as I know, I'm enjoying the whole conversation where you have shared so many things. But if I have to also ask you, how has your journey been so far? Of course, in PPIC, I would say in Passionpreneur Inner Circle. Now moving on to Passionpreneur Millionaires as well. But how about Inner Circle? Let me hear that from you.
Specifically in inner circle, I think the biggest thing is you tend to be in that circle, in that thought process. Every time we have the meetings, the group meetings where there are different questions that are posed, and then there are different perspectives given from Dave and the mentorship team. I think it kind of keeps validating, revalidating, validating more in terms of clarity, right? So not in terms of personally, but in terms of what is the right way to approach a scenario, right? So if you're stuck somewhere, how to go about actually solving it. So I think it's the constant touch that is so crucial in terms of being able to make that change. And I think that is very powerful. Um, I'm still yet to implement so many things because there's so much to implement. I think uh, it's a journey, right? So it's a lifelong journey, and it's a journey towards clarity. It's a journey towards creativity, and and I think overall being in touch, being in connect with the team plays a very important role in the kind of success one can expect from a program like this. Because if you don't believe in it, if you don't stick with it, I don't think anyone can see the benefit from it. Because you have to think about it. You'll have to constantly see how can you get value from it. What else can I do to implement? Where am I lacking? What can I do to take the next big step? Right. So it's like a game. You have multiple steps. You have to cross level 1 to level 2, level 2 to level 3. You can't get stuck somewhere. And that journey happens when you're in that particular field of PPIC or PPML, where you're like-minded people, you hear different thoughts, you process it, and then that helps you take that next level.
Yes, absolutely. And truly, I mean, you actually, thought this as absolutely like how you do it in escape room, the games. It is that structure where you have to go from one step to another. But the best part is being in the game, and the best part is being consistent. And as Dave says, your, your environment is much stronger than your willpower. So I think being in that circle itself, puts you into that situation where you have to take action, no matter what, even if you go in swamp. So thank you for sharing that. And of course, as you know, this has been our unique approach of all our programs, where we have a very holistic kind of approach, as you saw that, in terms of benefits also, it's not just business, but also we like to do the being part of it. Now, um, if you could describe, how passionpreneur mentorship that you have experienced is different or maybe better than any other resources that you have tried.
So my journey with other resources have been more spiritual in nature. And I kind of feel that the journey at Passionpreneur kind of very strongly synchronizes with my spiritual journey as well. Now, the journey at Passionpreneur is focused on vision and finance, money, right? Earning the money. And the journey at spirituality is about being able to be more self-aware, being able to discover oneself. And to me, they are not different. So they're kind of hand in glove. You can't grow spiritually and then say I'll be poor. That doesn't work that way. You haven't grown at all then, right? So I think it's a very holistic kind of a journey. And to me, it really complements whatever I've learned in spirituality and my other mentors who helped me with my spiritual journey as well. So it's a beautiful kind of a mix for me. So I don't have anything negative or positive to say, but to me, it's like fitting into a jigsaw puzzle, right? So I need that also, I need this also, right? So I can't do without them. Yeah. So, and I definitely want to take the best. I don't look at what is not applicable to me. I want to look at what is applicable to me and then take the best out of it. And I see value. So I will definitely, want to implement and be in that that society or the culture that people implement, right? And people are ready to push themselves in ways for money, vision, purpose, whatever their motivation factor is. But end of the day, there is progress and there's journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well said. And this leads me to the next question, which partly I know the answer, but still I would want you to share that. Would you recommend Passionpreneur mentorship to others? If so, what would you say to them?
I would recommend only to those who are serious about their business, so I would not recommend to others, so because it's all about, because why I say that specifically is I'm 100% sure that Dev's side, his support, his energy, his knowledge, his clarity is there. The question is whether you want to implement it, whether you want to take it, and that's something no one can do anything about, right? So if someone is serious about what they want to achieve and really are struggling to have clarity and a guide or someone who's walked that path, then definitely, so you would save a lot of time, because there's someone to tell you do this or don't do this because of this logical reason. They don't just say something for sake of saying things. There's a clear thought process as to why something works or doesn't work, for that matter. So definitely, if someone is serious about what they want to do and they're struggling to find answers, or they have a lot of ifs and buts, or they're doubting themselves, or they don't know how to take the first step, then definitely this is the place, right? So you need someone who can guide you, as walk that path, and that is Dev's story all about. He has journeyed through all the odds. So when you're in that circle, definitely the mirror neurons from Dev is go and take action, right? So it's not going to be something like, okay, think and act cautious.
Yeah.
That's not what you would experience here. Since he's so powerfully wired, it will automatically reflect on you. So if you want to be in that circle of getting rewired into action takers, then you need to be with people who have walked that path. So there's absolutely a no-brainer for those who want to take that action.
So true. And I knew that was coming from you. And of course, we are very excited about your future. What's your next goal, and how does it align with what you have learned at Passionpreneur, or with Dev? What's your next big goal that you declare?
Yes, my next big goal is basically we want to open 35 locations in 3 years. And for that, basically, we need to define every aspect of our business. There are still certain aspects we are experimenting on, marketing and all of that, but we need to go a long way on that because it's a journey of learning. And so, but I'm very confident we will definitely reach there, because that's something now even our team is very clear about. So even they talk that language, we need to be at 35 locations. So they are also focused, all action taken is towards that direction. So yeah, that's what I definitely want to declare, that 35 locations in 3 years on the experience side. But of course, there are other goals as well. But this is a breadwinner. This is where a brand's first touch point has always been. So can't leave the breadwinner out. So that's the first goal that I want to declare.
So what would be like that major thing that you would want to implement achieving this goal, that is okay, this is something that I'm picking up from Passionpreneur, like this particular thing, and that will enable me to achieve this big goal?
I am not very sure if I'm able to understand your question. Where is it coming from?
Okay, so this is like, what would be the learning that you already have learned, or what kind of alignment that you already see that, okay, this is something that I'm going to implement so that I can achieve
that goal.
Yes, my big declaration.
I think the most important thing here is clarity of vision and staying with that vision.
Staying with that.
Because everything else will happen, right? So the biggest challenge I've always seen is, at least me as a person, I've been having a very fluctuating thought process. Can I achieve it, not achieve it, achieve it, not achieve it? So I felt sometime, when I look back and I think about it, it feels like if the breeze blows this way, I go that way. If it goes right, then I go right. But I think that's the biggest thing, that you need to define. And you need to stick to your definition. The universe will help you, right? So I think me holding on to that vision with the clarity is the key to whatever we are doing. And sometimes it's not easy, because it's my nature, at least, to get distracted. But again, I'll have to pull myself back and stay with it. Again, stay with it. Again, stay with it, right? And build that clarity again and again and again. And I think that's the only way, because that's how I'm made, and I'm happy about it. But this is a fight I have, right? I need to that oscillation that keeps going on, I need to hold back. And that's where the culture helps. That's where the team helps. That's where these meetings help. That's where the environment helps to get you back. If you get off track, get you back.
Yeah, to keep you in the structure so that you can do more and achieve more. And yes, the bottom line is consistent, massive action taking, by you and your team. And that's what at Passionpreneurs, we always propel our people to get into that zone of massive, imperfect actions, right? So really happy for you, Hareesh, and, the whole team, the way you all are operating, with great vision. And what you have, it's not just like a vision of the leader, but your whole team emerging as leader. I think that is like really great to see in Indian business, and something which is not like a very conventional kind of business. And we really wish and hope that you really bring in that revolution in the Indian business industry and make great name for yourself, make your mentor proud, make your family proud, and make India proud on the global level. And we wish you good luck for all that you are set out to do. And thank you so much for being here today and sharing authentically all those things that really matters to you, and all the audiences that are listening to you will definitely get benefit out of all the experiences that you shared from your heart today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving that opportunity, and definitely looking forward to more guidance and mentorship and constant support, and helping the vision shine. That's most important.
All the very best, Hareesh.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.